What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we diving into the upcoming standard rotation or lack thereof coming with the release of Wilds of Eldraine. If you're not familiar with rotation or you did not hear about the announcement, back in May, Wizards decided to extend the rotation cycle to standard by an additional year, meaning that all sets that currently exist in the standard format will get an extra year of life than they typically would in previous standard seasons. Rotation is essentially something that happens with the release of every fall set at MTG in the standard format, where the oldest four sets typically dropped off to make room for the new upcoming sets of the upcoming year. This year, though, we are not getting that. It seems that Wizards decided to go ahead and make the standard season just kind of add on the additional sets. And I do think overall, this is definitely something that's going to benefit a lot of players in the standard format altogether. Though I do think there are some caveats that come to making this decision the way they have done it. With that being said, let's just dive into the video and let's just start talking about it. So here we have the roadmap of what standard is and what it's going to be in the next year, as well as we do have alchemy. Current standard goes from Midnight Hunt all the way up into March of the Machines, and then come September with the release of Wilds of Eldraine, you can see that in the next standard, it is just going to build upon what we currently have in the overall format. And then as you see at the bottom, we actually have the alchemy format there, actually going to have a rotation where the sets from Dominaria United and anything forward are what is legal in that format. This is definitely kind of interesting, I do think, overall, as I do think the approach to how they're doing alchemy is definitely the way they probably should have taken the approach to the next standard. As I do think in one final rotation before we finalize into what this new standard would give everything, the meta in general a shakeup right before we develop into this format that is going to extend for 3 years instead of it being a format where it currently is, where we kind of have a meta already established and we have decks that are kind of the top of the decks. I do think one final rotation would have been would have been beneficial, I think, for the overall format, as I do think a lot of people are going to complain, especially at the beginning of Wilds of Eldraine, that the format really didn't get that much of a shakeup, and the top meta decks are still the top meta decks. And Wilds of Eldraine maybe will have little impact, if any, overall on the top meta decks, if not make them better than what they currently are. So, it's going to be one of those things. I do think this change to the format is definitely going to take some time to really see. As I said before, we're not really getting a reset on the format before we go into this new standard. And I do think the design philosophy of over how they're going to approach this standard, kind of compared to how they previously approached it, is definitely going to differ. So you're going to see some things shift over time. But the way it currently is set up, it does not seem like you'll see immediate impact of this addition of these, additional sets that we normally wouldn't have in the standard. But nonetheless, I mean, it is one of those things. Like I said, I'm kind of excited to kind of wait and see, kind of see if we get a rejuvenation of the standard format outside of MTG Arena. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you excited for this overall change? Are you excited for the fact that you now have cards for a lot longer than you normally would have if you only play the standard format? And if you like the video, hit that like button. Definitely helps out a lot. If you're new here, you want to post new videos like this one here on the channel, hit that subscribe button. But until next time, I'll see you in the next video.